What's up, K-Divas, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Priscilla. I'm a Nigerian women's wear designer based in the UK. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to sew this corset style skirt. It is a continuation of a pattern tutorial, so if you haven't seen that one already, I'm going to link it somewhere on the screen and in the description box down below. So make sure to watch that first before you watch this video, because I showed how to make the sewing patterns in that first part of this project, and in this video I show you how to cut the patterns onto fabric, how to sew everything all together, as well as adding the boning, the zip and the lining to make a beautifully finished skirt piece. So if you want to see how I put it all together, make sure to keep on watching. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy it, so I know I need to continue making videos like this for you guys, and make sure to subscribe as well if you haven't joined the K Divas fam. And without further ado, let's jump straight into this video. I'm going to be working the following materials to sew this skirt. I already have a dedicated pattern tutorial to creating the sewing patterns for this skirt, which you can make in your own size or in your client's size. So please check that out first before coming back to watch this video, which shows you how to cut and sew the garment. I also have my fabric scissors, zip, some lining, as well as plastic boning. I just have about 2 meters of this, but I don't think I used that much. And the main material I'm using is this blue, gold and silver textured jacquard that has this beautiful floral pattern on the surface. I ended up working with about 1.5 meters of the fabric. So the other thing I used was under bra wire, which I got from like an old bra that I have. I know they sell this in like fabric supply stores or online, but you will be needing this in your cup size. So I went ahead to pin down my pattern on fabric, and I'm going to go in and cut the pieces that I need. This is literally all of the pattern pieces that I needed in the main material, because the fabric was on the wider side, so I was able to fit more pattern pieces on just that width of fabric. So I'm just going in to cut out this particular piece like here. So I have pinned down the same patterns to cut the lining. The only difference I wanted to point out is at the hem. I sort of folded in that 3 centimeter hem allowance inwards, so the lining is shorter than the main dress pieces. I also wanted to say that, you know, that bottom corner that sort of like pointed out like to make a straight A line, I shaped that into when you fold it backwards. Let me just take this out and show you guys. So you see this particular edge here that on the original pattern went out like that. I folded the pattern in backwards like this, and then I trimmed up that corner, so when it's folded up this way, it follows this slanted edge that the piece has. So I did it for this edge here, and I did it for that other edge. So when you have to fix the hem of the lining to the hem of the main dress, you don't like have extra measurements that you can't sort of like fit into the seam. Now that I have all of my skirt pieces for the main side and the lining, you should end up with a pair of your outer pieces like so, and then a pair of each pattern piece for your lining. Like I mentioned earlier on, I just cut the lining pieces 3 centimeters shorter on the hem, so I'm able to finish up the hem of the skirt in a nicer way. So now that you have all of your pieces ready to go, it is actually time to sew them all together. And the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm literally going to be joining the panels together, starting from the front. So I've pinned together the 2 side panels to that mid front along the seam edge, putting right sides together. I did this for the main outer skirt and for the lining pieces as well, so I know once I take this to my machine, I'm literally sewing all my front panels together. I also did the same for the back, so I joined my back panels, the mid and the side for the left and right hand side together. I did this for the main piece and for the lining, and I'm going to be having a sewing party joining all of these panels. So sewing using a normal straight stitch and on a sort of like a 1/2 inch seam allowance because of my boning that I'm going to be adding later on. I'm just finishing off this particular seam like so. Then I'm going to be sewing up all of my lining pieces as well, so I just know once I have everything stitched up together, it makes the process a lot quicker. So once you are done stitching all of your panels together in place, we can then join the side seams of the front to the back. So I'm starting with the main outer skirt in this textured jacquard, and I'm just pinning the side seams together like so. So I know I need to join it from the bottom all the way to the top, or top to bottom, whichever direction you prefer to go. I also pin together the lining pieces along that side seam as well, and I'm going to be sewing up the side seam so I can finish off the top and the bottom hem of the skirt using the lining piece. So I'm sewing on my 1/2 inch seam allowance like I did when I was joining the panels. Now I'm just joining up the side seam, so I have one whole piece that I can connect to my lining. The next thing I did was I cut 6 boning strips that measure 9 inches each, and I'm going to be putting these along the waistline on that sort of seam allowance. And you sort of need to create a tunnel on the seam allowance and pass the bonings through the tunnels that you've made. So for the front sort of tunnels, which sit underneath that curved area there, the tunnel starts at about 1.5 inch, and you sort of want to keep the length even across the sides and the back. So I'm just going in here to sort of pin down where I want my stitching to start. And the way it's going to work is you're literally going to sew down the seam allowance to the garment to create a passage that the boning is going to pass through. So for the 2 front parts, you sort of like mark it with a chalk or a pin like I'm doing here, so you know where that's tunnel or passage ends and starts. And for the side and the back strips, they are not going to start from the same length, because you sort of want all of the boning tunnels to finish on the same bottom edge. So you can either measure bottom up or from top to bottom, but just ensure that all of those tunnels sit on the same area of your belly, else it just looks kind of distorted if they don't. So I'm just going in here to stitch down the seam allowance onto the garment like so, and this is what it should look like, because this is sort of like the way that I did my tunneling for my corset bodice as well, and I just sort of applied the same technique for this skirt piece. So I repeated the same for all of the other seam allowances. I ended up with 6 tunnels in total, and I'm going to be passing the boning into that tunnel that we made. So thankfully, because this fabric is it's not really heavy, but it has some weight and it has some thickness, the boning was not able to sort of break through the fabric. But if you want to cover or smoothing the edges of your boning strips, feel free to do so before passing them through the tunnels like I have done here. So once you've passed all your boning strips in place, you can close up the tunnels on top just using a simple stitch to just hold it in place so it doesn't like ride out or come out of the tunnel when you wear your piece. Okay, so I have pinned this piece on me. I sort of just pinned it on the center back there, so it sort of stays fit. This part is still floppy because I'm yet to put the under bust wire, which would take away about this much from here, there, and we'll sort of hold this flappy side up in place because it's like metal. What would I change? I feel like the boning is poking out in a weird way that I don't like, so maybe 1-2 inches shorter. I don't know if I'll make it all the way down to the hem, because that would make it really structured, but I like how it's like nice and fitted around the waist because of the boning on the front, the side, and on that like center back seam. I feel like I even want to make this a lot shorter. I think it's way too long for my stature and my height, so I think I might make it slightly shorter than the original length. And then there is just a little bit of extra material on the center back seam, so I think I can at least get rid of 1 inch from there and then sew the rest into the zip. But I'm going to work on fixing that underbust wire so it stops doing this this thing here, and it holds this side up as well. But so far so good. It's actually looking really cute. So I went ahead to press all of my seams for my lining piece, which I have joined all the panels in place, as well as that side seam. And I'm going to be joining the lining to the main skirt along the top edge. So I like to always pin down seams like these first before actually going in to sew them. I just find it a lot easier to work with it that way. So I'm going to be sewing from one side all the way down that cup, leaving that middle edge open so we're able to pass the under bra wire through and then sew underneath the second cup and make it to the other end. So now I'm sewing on my 1/2 inch seam allowance, and that's because you want to have enough seam allowance to create the tunneling for your under wire sort of piece to go through. That piece is actually so important because without it, the cup would not really hold itself in place. So I've grabbed my underwire bra pieces like here, and I've sort of like taped down the edges with some fabric. I just glued some fabric around that edge so it doesn't break through the fabric and it doesn't hurt my skin like some bras are designed to hurt the human boob. But once you do that, it sort of like prevents that from happening. So I'm going to go taking this in my machine, and I'm going to be creating a tunnel in the seam allowance that's about 1 centimeter or 1/2 centimeter wide. Just make it wide enough for the under bra wire to actually pass through. So this concept of actually adding this underwire bra was given to me by Ngema one day. She actually messaged me on Instagram and suggested that I use this technique instead of putting my plastic boning like I planned to do. And I just wanted to say thank you because that was such an amazing idea, and I think is what really made this dress design or the skirt design pop. So once that is all done, I'm going to close off the top of the tunnels where we pass that under bra wire through, as well as join the hemline of the lining to the hemline of the main skirt, so along the bottom. So I'm just sewing this up on a 1/2 inch seam allowance like so, making my way from the beginning all the way till the end. So I have the bottom of the piece finished nicely. So after doing that, this is what the piece looked like. I turned it inside out. I trimmed the seam along that sort of under cup or top area of the skirt. I trimmed it really slim, turned it inside out, and pressed it for a good amount of time to relax all of the seams and all of the edges. And this is what it looked like. It already looks really beautiful, very put together and very refined. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys what I have done with the center back edge, because I didn't want any raw edge to show, and my overlocker has black thread, and I sort of wanted a nice finish there even though it to be concealed through the zip. I went in and folded that edge. I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, I folded it in and then I top stitched it in such a way that both edges are tucked in and stitched on this edge. I did it for this side and for the other side as well. I've sort of ironed it flat to relax the stitching, and I'm going to go ahead and fix my zip on that center back seam. I actually had an invisible zip, but for some reason I can't find it. It just disappeared on me, so I'm going to be working with a normal dress zip. I'm so cross because that invisible zip would have been a much nicer finish for this back, but I don't know where I put it, and I can't be bothered to go to the shops to buy an invisible zip today. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be working with. I'm going to fix that in and then finish off this skirt. So first up, I'm going to be joining the bottom edge of that center back seam, so from the hemline upwards by about 5 to 6 inches, and this is going to create the opportunity to add the zip to the top end that is sort of open. So I'm going to take this to my machine and I'm going to be sewing up that bottom edge on about 1/2 inch seam allowance so it looks like this. Then I'm going to be pinning the zip into the center back edge, so this particular side that is open, folding the top edge of the zip inwards like so, and then just adding a few pins on both sides of the zip tape. And I'm going to be stitching the zip into that center back seam. Because I had a little bit of extra seam allowance, I actually stitched the zip in by a little more than half an inch, but if you don't have that issue, you can just follow whatever seam allowance that your pattern had. So I'm just going in here to finish off this other end of the zip to complete the skirt design, and this is what the finished outfit looked like. I just wish I had somewhere to wear this to, because it turned out a lot nicer than I imagined. There are a few things that I would change if I'm recreating this for myself or for someone else, but I am very pleased with the outcome, and I can't wait to hear your feedback, your ideas and suggestions in the comment section down below. Will you be recreating this design? Let me know. Will you make it longer, shorter, more sort of penciled along the hem compared to mine that is more A-line? But I would love to know your thoughts down below, and if you be recreating this project, make sure to tag me on Instagram at Kim Dave Designs, and I would love to see your work as well. Until my next video, have a good morning, afternoon and evening wherever you are. Bye.